Well, after figuring out the final script direction, you might think it was an easy walk from there, right? Wrong. Because it's gonna start to look as if I came here to talk about hazards only. Yeah, there is no way to play around that.
Roll title card.
Well, let's talk about locations. Our script needed 4 more spots for us to complete the film. And that was interior office, exterior office. We had to find a place where we were going to shoot the cutaways or the inserts from on a green screen. Then also, we needed a warehouse for the final showdown. For the office, our brilliant plan was to approach a buddy of ours who happens to work at a very big TV station to request for 2-3 discs so that we can shoot from their station. And when we talked to him, he was like,
Please, no! 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 No!
So after that plan failed, we had to dive into our contact lists to look for possible sources of help. And these were pretty few, but we managed to get one buddy of ours who stood out. That is Swaibu Nachibinge, who recommended asking for one of the offices at the National Theatre and also gave us some contacts. So we wrote a letter to the administration of National Theatre asking for the premise. At first, it was like a circus of come back tomorrow, come back the other day, until one day we were loitering around and this person, honorable gentleman, saw us and was like, yeah, I've been seeing you around here. How can we help you? And we were like, we're just waiting for our golden ticket. We have a project that is going on and we are waiting for the permission. So he was like, yeah, I can help you. You can use my office. He invited us to his office. He showed us the way we were supposed to use it. He also gave us a day of when we were supposed to use the office. He also took some pictures because I had to prepare some sort of a previews and a storyboard. We knew we were going to need those because we're not going to have a lot of rehearsals and camera tests around this place. So for the third location, we needed a place to film the cutaways from, and my brother has a photo studio. So I gave him a shout and was like, hey, can we film some stuff at your studio? And he was like, yeah, very, very cool. Just give me a date. Location 3 sorted. So for the fourth and final location, we had quite a couple of options because, you see, Biko is a music video director. And you know what music directors do best is film in warehouses. So it was only a matter of picking what was fitting in our budget. So he gave us numbers and we managed to find one in Mango. Of course, we needed something extra fancy, but this would get the job done. So now we have the locations, 4 of them. Do we film them empty or we find actors to fill them so that we can film them? Yeah, definitely the second option. Finding who was going to play Bali and Jonah was the easiest part because we've been around Elvis and Moses for some good time. We've been friends. But the trickiest part was finding our Zawe. There is this actress that we've always wanted to work with since Mystery Bounty. Actually, we cast her for a Mystery Bounty's lead role. And we have been failing to work with her. We failed to work with her on Retrostatic, but she is really good. And we were like, this is our shot to work with her because she's capable of pulling this off. In fact, when we were writing this script, it was like we were writing it for her. We called her and she was like, oh, yeah, I'll be there. I'm not talking about Grace. The part where we cast Grace is just coming up. So you see, we had online table reads, but we had not had a physical one yet until the last day, a day before the filming. So we wait for the cast. The 2 come up, that is Elvis and Moses. Guess who doesn't show up? The lead actress. We call her. She said, you know what she says? She says she needed 7 times the money that we had agreed. And then I switched off my phone. I told Isaac, you talk to her. The headquarters of our brains caught fire. And calls started flying in and out. We were trying to find a replacement for this talent. And remember, we were filming the following day. We got some actresses that auditioned for the part. Matter of fact, no one was close to hitting the spot. So as we are still scratching our heads, Grace enters. And to my surprise, Isaac Monge had ever worked with her. I mean, not working, but they had technically been in the same theatrical school back in the day. We gave her a few lines and she delivered them perfectly, like she was meant for this. And we were like, this is our Zawe. Now, for casting of the people that were in the warehouse, we put out a flyer on the social medias and these amazing actors showed up. So now we have the actors and the locations. In the early hours of 10th of February 2024, we were already at the National Theatre. And I was there first, then the actors came in second, then the technical crew came in last. We did some on-set rehearsals and camera testing. It was a Saturday, and in one of the next rooms, there were people doing some auditions, and we could pick noise from them. But I think the sound recordist had brought some good sound recording equipment that could filter noise, and he was really good at using it. And after filming the interior office, we went ahead and filmed one more at the backyard of the National Theatre for exterior office.
Actually, there is the movie Nakola did better than that. That was very better. Of course.
Filming at the National Theatre wasn't that chaotic the way it was while we were filming other scenes. And a week before, I had made this video, a pre-visualization video. It is an animated video that shows how the camera is going to be moving, the camera is going to be stationed, how the actors are going to move across the scene. Basically, it's like blocking, but visualizing it for the DOP and the actors, because we did not have so much rehearsals. And this very same thing happened when we were filming at the warehouse. You know, so I typically do not animate the whole story or the whole film. I usually animate the first shots of a scene for us to give momentum to the actors and the DOP for the rest of the day. And these were really, really useful. And that brings us 1 week later when we had to film some reshoots and cutaways. The problem with that day is Maggie had left for school, and we had convinced the mother to convince the school to let her out for us to do the reshoots. Now, for the reshoots, we had to reshoot at the bank, but we found two problems. Major one, Maggie, the girl who plays Zawe, had lost the shirt she had in the first scene. We looked for that very shirt. We did not find it anywhere. We even tried to look through the whole city, Kampala. We did not find that same shirt. Now, how did we find it all of a sudden? You see, Isaac was moving back home and he met a guy randomly putting on the same shirt, and we bought it for a whopping 100K. And the second problem was the car had been sold by its owner. Yes, this car, but somehow we managed to get it from the owner who had pimped it. If you actually look at it, it is that difference is there, but you just can't see it because of the first place cutting and the way we filmed it. And after the reshoots, we had to travel. We had to travel to my brother's studio graphics room. That is around 15 kilometers from where we shot the bank scene from. And this is where we had to film the inserts or the cutaways from.
Bali.
Going to the final scene. This is the scene that happens in a studio lot. We found two major challenges here, and the first one was that I had never directed this many people in a scene, and this was, yes, a challenge to me, and I managed to figure it out. And the second one was that we had to postpone for the first day that we booked because our schedule happened to collide with the lead actress's schedule, and this costed us some extra budget because after postponement, we had to hire again the staff that we had to use on that very day. This was the day that I was super scared about, but to be honest, it was the most fun one. And it was a wrap. Now, in the next episode, I'm going to be talking about the visual effects of Sweet HEIST.